Good day, everyone. This is Jenjeni's Fashion Channel. Thanks to all my amazing fans and subscribers. This channel is all about leveling up on your fashion designing skill. And today, I'll be teaching you how to cut a monostrap bustier top. So if it is what you are all about, you are definitely at the right place. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, now will be a very good time for you to smash on the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload any video. Without further ado, let's jump right in, shall we? The pattern paper is not unfolded because I'll be drafting the left side of the top and the right side of the top separately because this is a monostrap top. I'm going to draw a line to demarcate the two sides like so. Then the next thing is to draw a line here as my baseline. I will label this as the left side of the top and this as the right side of the top. I will first work on the right side of the top. So the next thing is to take my shoulder measurement divided by 2, and my shoulder measurement is 16 divided by 2, 8. I will mark it. Then I will come down by 1 inch from my shoulder point for my shoulder slope. I will mark it. The next thing is to get my neck width and my neck depth, and I'm using 3 inches for my neck width and 3 inches for my neck depth. I will mark it and connect like so. Then I will come up by 1.5 inches from this point. Diagonally, I will mark it and connect like so to get a perfect round curve. Then I will connect the neck width to the shoulder slope. Then the next thing is to get my armhole line. And for me to get my armhole line, I will take my bust measurement divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches. It will give me about 8.1 inches. I will mark it. Then I will connect like so. Then I will draw a line on it as my chest line like so. Then I will add half an inch on the shoulder line for joining allowance. Then I will connect like so. Then the next thing is to get my bust line. And for me to get my bust line, I will come down by 10.5 inches from my shoulder line and I will mark it and draw the line like so. Then the next thing is to get my under bust line. And for me to get my under bust line, I will come down by 3.5 inches from the bust line. If you're of a smaller size, you come down by 3 inches. If you're of a bigger size, you come down by 4 inches. And I will mark it and draw the line. Then the next thing is to get my waistline. So I'm going to come down by 17.5 inches. I will mark it. And I will add half an inch for joining allowance. And I will go ahead and draw the lines and label them to serve as a guide. Then the next thing is to get my nipple to nipple measurement. And my nipple to nipple measurement is 7 divided by 2, 3.5 inches. I'm going to add half an inch for joining allowance. It will give me 4 inches. I will mark it. On the bust point, I have 4 inches there. So I'm going to minus half an inch from it. It will give me 3.5 inches. So I'm going to mark that 3.5 inches on the under bust line, my waistline, and my hemming allowance line. And I will connect the points like so. Then the next thing is to get my under bust dart. So I'm going to come out by 2 inches from this point. But if you're of a bigger size, as if your bust size is from 45 inches up, you come out by 2.5 inches. If it is from 36 inches down, you come out by 1.5 inches. Then I will mark it. I will come down by 1 inch from the bust point. This is to remove any form of pointiness on the bust area. Then I will connect it to the under bust dart like so. Then I will connect the under bust dart straight down to the hemming allowance line. Then the next thing is to get the armhole curve. So I'm going to get the midpoint of this my armhole line. I will mark it. So I'm going to go in by half an inch from that point. And then on the chest line, I'm going to take my bust measurement divided by 4. And my bust measurement is 40. Divide by 4, it will give me 10. I will mark it. Then I will connect the 3 points to get a perfect armhole curve, like so. Then the next thing is to get where the princess dart will fall. So I'm going to measure this my armhole curve. So after measuring, I got about 9.5 inches. So I'm going to get the midpoint of that 9.5 inches. It will give me 4.75 inches and I'll mark it. Then I will connect it to the bust point like so. Then I will go down by half an inch and go up by half an inch. You can go down by 1 inch and go up by half an inch. It depends on you. Then I'll connect the 2 points to the bust point like so. I'll go ahead and input my body measurements. For the bust line, I will take my bust measurement, divide by 4, and my bust measurement is 40, divide by 4, 10. I will add 2 inches for joining allowance. I will mark it. On the underbust line, I will take my underbust measurement, divide by 4. I'm going to replace the dart intake here, plus 2 inches for joining allowance. I will mark it. On the waistline, I'm going to take my waist measurement, divide by 4. I'm going to replace the dart intake here, plus 2 inches for joining allowance. I will mark it. And I'll mark the same thing on the joining allowance line. So guys, this is it for the right side of the top. We are going to replicate what we have on the right side of the top to the left side of the top. The bust line, the underbust line, the waistline, and the joining allowance line. We get the shoulder line. I'll come down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. Then for the armhole length, my actual armhole measurement is 8.1 inches, but I'm going to remove 1 inch from it. Remember, this is a one-hand dress, okay? And I want the up shoulder part to fall on the left side. So it's going to be without a shoulder, without a sleeve. And I wouldn't want anything to show on the armhole side. That's why I removed that 1 inch. So it will give me 7.1 inches. I will mark it. And I will connect like so. And I will draw a line on the armhole point as my chest line. Then I will replicate this my armhole curve to the left side. 3 inches width and 3 inches depth. I will connect and give it a round curve. I'll connect the neck width to the shoulder slap. I will take my nipple to nipple measurement plus half an inch, 4 inches. I will mark it. I'll remove half an inch from that 4 inches. I will mark it on the underbust line, my waistline, and my joining allowance line, and I will connect like so. Then I will take my underbust dart. I'm going out by 2 inches like we did on the right side of the top. I will come down by 1 inch from the bust point. Then I will connect to the underbust dart like so, and connect the underbust dart straight down to the joining allowance line like so. Then I'm going to connect this neckline to the chest line to give it that off-hand and off-shoulder effect. And this is going to be the part we are going to cut off. Then I will connect this my bust point to this line like so. And on this point, I'm going to go in by half an inch and go out by half an inch. You can go in by half an inch and go out by 1 inch. It depends on you. Then I will connect to the bust point like so. Then I'll go ahead and measure these 2 curves to ensure that they are equal. So after measuring, I found out that the one at the left side is bigger than the one at the right side with half an inch. So I'm going to extend this very one at the right side with half an inch so that the 2 curves will be equal. Then I will go ahead and take my bust measurement, divide by 4. My bust measurement is 40 divided by 4. It will give me 10. I'm going to replace this 1 inch dart intake here. It will give me 11. I will mark it on the chest line. Then I will connect this dart extension point to the bust measurement point on the chest line like so. I will add 2 inches joining allowance on the chest line. Then on the bust line, I will take my bust measurement, divide by 4 plus 2 inches. I will mark it. I will take my underbust measurement, divide by 4. I'm going to replace this dot here plus 2 inches. I will mark it. And I will take my waist measurement, divide by 4. I will replace this dot here plus 2 inches. I will mark it. And I will mark the same thing on the joining allowance line. Then I will connect the points to serve as a guide for cutting. Then on the right side, I'm going to measure the dart intake on the armhole side. Okay, and I have 1 inch there. So I'm going to extend this very line with that 1 inch I have there before cutting. Because if you cut without extending, the lines will not align. And I will also add 1 inch to the chest line. Then I will connect like so. And I will add 2 inches joining allowance on the chest line. I'll go ahead and connect the measurements. So guys, this is all for drafting. Follow me closely. Let's cut. So guys, this is all for the front panel. You can do it. We now move over to the back panel. The first thing is to take 1.5 inches for my zipper allowance and I will draw the line. Then I will draw a line here as my baseline. Then the next thing is to get my neck curve, and I'm using 3 inches for my neck width and 1.5 inches for my neck depth. So I'm going to connect like so. The next thing is to get my shoulder measurement, and my shoulder measurement is 8 inches. I will mark it. Then I will go down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope, and I will connect it to the neck width like so. Then I will come down by 8.1 inches for my armhole length. I will mark it, and I will draw a line across it as my chest line like so. Then the next thing is to get my armhole curve. So I'm going to get the midpoint of this my armhole length. I will mark it. On the chest line, I will take my bust measurement, divide by 4. I will mark it, and I will connect the 2 points like so. And I will add 2 inches joining allowance on the chest line. Then I will come down by 10.5 inches for my bust line. I will mark it and draw the line. Then I will come down by 17.5 inches for my waistline, and I will add half an inch for joining allowance. I will draw the lines. Then I will take my nipple to nipple measurement, divide by 2. It will give me 3.5 inches. I will mark it on the bust line. I will mark the same thing on the waistline and joining allowance line. Then I will connect straight down like so. Then on this point, I'm going to go in by half an inch and go out by half an inch to form a dart. And I'm going to extend this my bust point by 1 inch and then connect it to the dart. This pattern paper is unfold, but I'm going to open it up to replicate what I have here to the other side. So this is it. I will label this right and this left. I will draw the bust line and the demarcation line. Then on the waist area, I'm going to go in by half an inch. This is to remove any form of bulginess on the waist area. Then I'll connect it back like so. Then for the zipper allowance, I'm going to start taking my zipper allowance on the waist area from that half an inch I went in with. And I'm using 1.5 inches for my zipper. You can use 1 inch. It is not cast on stone. And I'll carry on like that. And I will connect like so. I will draw my zipper allowance line. I will work out the dart exactly as I did on the right side. And I will get my neck curve as we did on the right side. Then I will take my bust measurement, divide by 4 plus 2 inches for joining allowance. I will mark it. I will take my waist measurement, divide by 4, and I'm going to add 2 inches for joining allowance, and I will replace this dart here. I will mark it and mark the same thing on the joining allowance line. I will also input my body measurement on the right side of the top as we did on the left side of the top, and I'm going to connect like so. I will also connect this measurement here to serve as a guide for cutting. I will also go in by half an inch on this side to remove bulginess on the waist area like we did on the right side. and I will connect like so. I will take my zipper allowance and I will connect like so. All this part will be cut off, so don't be confused, please. I'm totally done with the right side, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it off to avoid confusion before making my emphasis on the left side. I almost forgot adding half an inch joining allowance to the shoulder line, so I'm going to go ahead and add it. I will continue cutting. Then on this left side, I'm going to take my shoulder measurement, which is 8. I will mark it. And I will come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. I will mark it. And I will connect it to the neck width, like so. Then I will come down by 7.1 inches for my armhole length. Remember that we minus 1 inch from the actual armhole length, because this left side is where the off shoulder part will fall. Then I will draw a line on it as my chest line. And I'm going to take my bust measurement divided by 4. I will mark it on the chest line. Then I will connect it to the neck depth like so. I will cut. So this is it for the back panel. And trust me guys, this can fly if you want the back part to be a bit higher than the front panel. But if you want the front panel and the back panel to align properly, you just place the front panel on top of the back panel and trim off the excess. So guys, this is it. And trust me, you can do it. So thank you all for watching. If you find this tutorial helpful, please subscribe, like, comment and share. See you in my next video. Bye.